Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day wherever you are. I just want to say happy Friday to everyone. Hope you all are having a wonderful time. Maybe it's Saturday for some of you. Just wherever you are, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my channel and to listen to my content. As usual, I do invite you all to check out my playlist. I have a variety of videos there that you guys will enjoy. I believe that you will. It has a lot of the topics and things that I do address on this channel in different categories so that you can look at things and get an idea of what this channel is about, as well as seeing perhaps a topic that you do have questions about or do want to know more about. So guys, I want to talk with you about the importance of ensuring that you do not disclose too much to people about yourself. We're living in a society, and I've been guilty of it, where it's almost like when you meet someone, especially in the Western culture, there is this immediate necessity. It's almost a norm. You meet them and they want to know what you do. Okay, so you meet someone you don't know, and you're supposed to be telling them what you do and where you're from and how much school and what degrees you have and all these things. And based on that, they're going to make an assessment of who they think you are and who you're not. We tend to want to divulge so much. We're in a society where people are just online and telling their business. And I understand that it's okay if perhaps you have a community where you're helping them with their struggles and you are giving your own life experiences and the things that you went through and how you overcame to help others. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? But even then you have to use discretion. It's not everything everybody needs to know about you. Okay? And especially on the internet. So I would say whatever you talk about, it shouldn't be something that you look back later and be like, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. Or you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes a part of healing, sometimes being able to help others is not only just sharing, guys, but also in having discretion in not oversharing. Because if you overshare, sometimes it makes it hard for people to be able to receive from you because of all that they know about you. Let's not forget that our past and things that you may have done, some things, guys, it just wasn't the right thing to do. So if it wasn't the right thing to do, while there may be a platform to share it, or maybe more so one-on-one with someone that you can help, sometimes, guys, that's what it needs to remain as, the past. Some things you do not need to talk about. Some things you just don't. Now, I always give a disclaimer when I've spoken about things like that. It's like, look, if you've committed a crime and you're dating someone and it's something that's on your record that's going to perhaps affect your life, whether you are able to get a home or whether or not you're able to do certain things, some things you may need to sit down with your partner or sit down with this business associate and be honest about it. There's some things people have done that it's going to keep them, you can't get a security clearance anymore, or certain things like that. Unfortunately, even if you ask God to forgive you, the government or society or certain organizations won't. So if you know that you may have a record or you may have something that's going to prevent you from doing certain things and you're trying to build a life with someone, this person more than likely needs to know the truth about certain things. Or if it's something that's going to really come back and affect all of you, you probably want them to know that. If you've evaded paying your taxes, you may want someone to know that before you go into business with them, as well as before you get married. Because once you get married and you owe back taxes, the next time you guys file, they're going to pull from your spouse, because now they consider your incomes to be one. So my point is that there are some cases where you would say, I probably need to be straight up about this. But guys, people don't need to know every little thing about you. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to walk into a church and confess all your sins to people. You go and you confess your sins to God. Are there certain things you may struggle with and you may need to speak to somebody? Why not go to a counselor and talk to them like that? Even if you want to say, I want to see a Christian counselor, if that's what you want to do, you can go ahead and do that. But this person is outside your church, outside your business, in the sense of there's someone that they have an oath that they have to maintain, and that's what it is. And you can go over there and talk about your business and get the help that you need. And not only that, guys, you're going to get some practical advice too from this individual, as well as the spiritual. And then of course there's nothing wrong with just going to a regular counselor if you're talking about in terms of things that you are struggling with. But most time, guys, we are in this place where we become very dependent on other people to, especially in the church, to go talk to God and all this. And that is really something that we have to learn to develop on our own. And if we want, let me move this over. And if we want advice or we want some sort of feedback, it should be just that. You're getting feedback. You're getting some additional information because you've done the legwork. You've disciplined yourself and worked through things independently. So we can't keep telling people our business, guys. You just can't keep doing that. Again, certain things, at using discretion, you may share some things. But why a lot of people have a hard time, why sometimes you are mistreated in relationships, why people begin to take you for granted is because you told them too much about yourself. Think about how people treat you when they first meet you. You normally get people's best behavior. They maintain their boundaries, or they should, and it's all gravy, right? But then you get to blabbing. You get to telling them about your past and who did what to you and what you did when you were young and what you did last week and how many people you slept with and how many people you've done this to and what you did when you were young and how many houses you broke into when you're a teenager and all these different things. And their attitude towards you is going to change. How many of you have walked into a church? They're respecting you when you get in there and all these different things. But then now you get to blabbing. And you're telling them all these things about you and your past and what you did. And you get the mic and the mic is turned all the way up. And you are just like, la, 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 just telling your whole life. And people come up to you, oh, bless you, brother, bless you, sister. Thank you for, that's so brave. Now, they're about to use that against you. Not all the time, but most of the times that's what happens. A majority of the time they are. A majority of the time, because of the things that you told them, they're going to decide whether or not they feel that you're able to serve on an auxiliary, or if they're going to decide how they're going to utilize you. You spoke so much and you told them so much about yourself that maybe they planned on using you in some indoor activity, having you on some committee, but now they decided because of what you did, they're going to send you out to go, you're going to be out in the bushes in the church, go out and cut those hedges and stay out there. Now that is not to in any way snub at those of you who are into landscaping, and that is your job and that is what you do. We appreciate it. It's beautiful. You make our homes, our community look so good. It's a wonderful art. Okay, I love it. But what I'm talking about is when they just send you out there, go out there, just throw you one of those big orange vests to go outside and stay out there. Why? Because they've made a judgment on you. Stop sitting there and telling someone that you're getting to know all about your business. Nobody needs to know everything from your past and what you have done. Again, there are some exceptions now, things that is going to come back to haunt you. Okay? You may want to be straight up and honest with this person. But none of us really should be trying to figure out, well, what did you do when you were 19? What did you do with this and this? You should, and hopefully you've reached a place where you've learned from your errors and you have matured and you have grown and you have evolved from that. Okay? Because if you haven't, no matter how much you fake it, if someone is really, if people are discerning, they're going to pick up on you anyway. And they're going to be like, no, you're not a good person. I don't need to know your past. Okay? Because a lot of the times, if you have not changed, you are going to do something. These individuals are going to do something to show you that they haven't changed. And so therefore, at that point, we can make a choice to say, no, I'm not going to proceed in this business opportunity. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to make this deal. I'm not going to marry you, because we see it. And guess what? We don't need to know the rest. I don't need to know all about your past, because what you're doing right now tells me everything I need to know. You understand what I'm saying? So guys, you have to be very mindful. Stop telling people your business. People don't need to know everything about your education and what you did and what you didn't do and what you accomplished and what you didn't accomplish and what your mom was like and what your dad was like and what they did to you, because people are going to judge you. Yes, there will be some that will sympathize with you, but even sometimes your sympathizers begin to feel like, you know what? Yeah, I'm a little better than this person. At least my mom didn't do that. At least my dad didn't do that. At least I didn't do what they did. And so when you evolve, guys, and you have grown and God has really changed you, and you are now trying to share and you are now trying to help and maybe put in a leadership position, guess what? The majority of stuff like, we know what you did last summer. Yep, you stole the bologna off the counter. You can't tell me anything, because that's the nature of people. Stop telling your kids about things that you did in your past. Stop sitting there telling your sons and your daughter, yeah, I did this. Because guess what? When they go through their phases and you want to give them counsel, whether they verbalize it or not, they're going to be like, well, you did it. Well, you had a baby before. You had a baby when you're 12. You're 16. Why can't I? You see, they don't need to know that. Keep it a mystery, honey. Certain things you share and certain things you don't. They're not obligated to know every little thing and how many people you slept with and all the when you were this and that. And even if you're going to share about your past, you keep it general statements. I've made my mistakes. I've done things that I regret. And you counsel them. They don't need to know exactly what you've done. Keep your business to yourself. You're not obligated to sit down and spill the beans and tell people what you're going to accomplish and what you've done and how much money you make and who you work for. No, hello, my name is so-and-so. Nice to meet you. You don't tell people your business. You're not obligated to do that, guys. And this is how you live this life where you're miserable. Because guess what? People judge you all the time based on where you live and what your address is and what your degree is and who you've been with. That man or woman will decide how they're going to treat you based on everything that you're spilling about your family and all this. Keep it simple, guys. And when you learn to do that, you're going to live a better life. And things that you need to accomplish and things you need to work on, you work on that. Things you struggle with, you pray and you get the counseling and you do the legwork and the practical steps to improve. But you are not obligated to keep telling people about your business and about your past. You sometimes are the one that makes your own life miserable by what you have been sharing.